All right, back we are with you here on the YouTube page of the Captain Esports Network. You haven't missed anything. We just went green about a lap ago. Unfortunately, some issues on the stream front there. I'm not sure if it's a restream issue or whatever. The app I usually use to broadcast on all the channels. But first option I figure I would do is try to get YouTube up and going. It looks like we're up and running on the channel here. So appreciate everybody watching. Brian Sutphin's going to get loose over in turn 2. And he saved it there as Luke Canup going to go for the leadoff 2. Inside of Bonder, and he goes. Going to bring Springer with him. Apologies for the inconvenience here. Hopefully everybody can pass the word on to each other to, hey, we're over here now. I mean, you guys are watching on YouTube, so maybe you'll see a new stream pop up. Well, you see Springer going to the front now, back with Bondurant as these two continue to work with each other. Bonder, wow, elevator move to the bottom. These two racing hard. They're 3 wide here. Peach and Sutphin touch. That caution, by the way, paid off for Drift, who came to pit road right before that yellow. And you see him up here in the top 10 now, as he was able to cycle back around in that 14 truck and stay on the lead lap. Oh, and around goes Bondurant, hard into the inside wall. Oh, and he gets clobbered by Jacob Black. They were racing really hard up there at the front. And Bondurant's going to tow back to pit road. Oh, no. I'll let you guys be the judge of what all happened there. I know they were racing hard and stuff. I didn't see anything dirty by any of them. So I don't know if I want to say... it looks like Ricky went to help him, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate, be way off on that one. But either way, caution's out. Ricky Springer now leading this race. And it looks like he's getting the EOL, so he's going to go to the back here. So with the penalty to Springer, Luke Knup's going to be the leader of this race now. Brian Sutphin, Sean Peachin, Caden Atkins, Matt Telder, Drift, Cruz, Cook, Ingram, and Bryson. Your top 10. We'll get one to go this time by here at lap 45. So everybody pitted at lap 35 under the caution. So they should easily be able to get to about the lap 75 to 80 mark when you put the 40 laps together and stuff. But technically you only need to go another 15 laps. And you're in the window to go the distance on green. Under our fourth caution here so far in this race. And all the cars off the track. Sam Barnes, Bryce McCune. Dalton looks like he's back behind the wall again. Must have blew the motor. Tim Abril, Brandon Alfin, Alex Cummings. All these guys off the track. And a lot of those drivers, unfortunately, were right on the edge of the playoffs and not going to make it now. Brandon Alfin, who's been in 2 straight Final Fours, he's not going to make the playoffs at all this season. Who else is on the edge? Dalton is living on the edge right now. I'm not sure how close he is to falling out. Ben Pierce was on the edge. He's trying to survive. He's 25th right now, needing a lot of help to get in. Asking up, brings his teammate Atkins to his top side here with him. Peachin, Sutphin back here, battling 3rd and 4th. There's Telder in 5th. Cruz right behind him in 6th. Off 4, looks like Knupp leading that lap. Drift up here also. How about Cam Ingram in that 5 truck? Drayton Cook, Alex Bryson. A lot of different names up here now. Peachin trying to rip the bottom here to see if he can get a run through the corner. Gets a pretty good one here as he's inside of Caden Atkins. Unfortunately, the draft is up there at the top. Dalton Wilson up here in the 11th position. Jeremy Frere back here in 12th. You know, a lot of good names back towards the back right now in this race due to issues or penalties or something like that. On board with Dane Cruz here in the 46 as Sutphin gets the wall. And that puts now the Red Sim Design trucks 1, 2, 3 in this race. Here comes Peachin now, wanting to be a part of the battle. How about a slider? A 3-wide slider. I think that's called a club sandwich where I'm from. To the lead goes Peachin. Boys, we're just halfway. Knupp pushes Peachin a little up the track as Alex Cummings returns. Brayton Cook back here inside of Sutphin, who's got that right side damage on his truck now. Battles everywhere here, just trying to keep up with all the side-by-side action as Peachin continues to make it one versus the whole entire Red Sim design team. Drift up here in this battle. Oh, one truck spinning in the back. William Martin into the inside wall as the caution's out for a 5th time. He got hooked by somebody.
Yeah, it looks like Robert Lukens, he kind of caught him a little bit, almost like he was catching up to bump draft him, possibly, and just kind of sent him upwards into the wall.
Unfortunately, these trucks you cannot push in a corner. It's just not what's possible, but it's very hard to do. And once again, caution out for a 5th time. And it's going to get an opportunity. I'm going to mute my mic here for just a second here. I'll be right back. All right, back we are. See some trucks coming to pit road here at 46 laps to go. I think those guys are going to try to make it the rest of the way, which they're going to need some caution out. What I mean by that is like multiple. Robert Lucan's going to get the EOL, and that's probably going to delay the green, him stopping on track like that. As we get one to go this time by. And from what I'm seeing numbers-wise here, the top two trucks stayed out here. Sean Peachin and Drift both stayed out here. Cam Ingram's going to be the first one that pitted there, but I do not think he took tires. Only a 10-second stop for him. And then everybody else here, I believe, took tires. Dane Cruz, Luke Knupp, Caden Atkins, Matt Telder, Bryson, Sparling, Springer. As the word of the iRacing veterans, me being one who's been on here for 10 years, this is where I usually warn the drivers, don't spin the tires, because when you do, you're going to the right. Do appreciate Drift running a captain paint scheme, and I appreciate the thank you and stuff. It's my pleasure to be able to do all this stuff I do. It's a can't remember the word I want to say here. It's just something I get a chance to do every night, or every couple nights, or whatever. I'm lucky to do it. Here we go. Green flag going to come out right at 45 laps to go. It's going to give us a chance, or we're going to try to, because we'll see how this all goes. Let's turn it up. And you guys can't even hear me. 6 cautions out for Dean Sutphin. I had my mic off the whole entire time. So that's, you know, welcome to the party. Let's see, Sutphin, Dean, Looks like, as we said, Frere got a piece of it, and also Robert Lukens. 4 trucks involved there after Sutphin got loose, but brings the caution out here. 41 laps to go. And here comes the other trucks. And this is more of the conservative strategy here. This is the ones that know that they can make it all the way from here on fuel. The ones with the 46 to go, those guys are going to have to save. And I mean save a lot. And I don't mean a grocery store. As Bryson comes off pit road with Drayton Cook, Lucas Strayer's in pit road with Dalton Wilson, Sean Peachin, Sam Fontaine, Stephen Miles. So you wonder which strategy here could be the right one. Now, if we get 2-3 more cautions, that 46 laps could be attainable. But if this becomes the only caution between now and the end of this race, then I think this favors the other guys on who have come to pit road here, because they're going to be able to go pretty much full tilt. Now, here's the question. Who comes to pit road here? Which nobody did. I'm thinking did we get 1 to go or 2 to go here? I had 1 to go, so yeah, never mind. People had to have pit there to top off the tank. So that's how confident people are in their tanks right now. So we've got 2 different strategies on our hands here. One truck that did not pit at all in either stop is the guy sitting in the 6th position right there, Drift. So Drift has probably got another 20 laps or so on his tires and fuel before he would have to get to pit road. So what I'm thinking he's doing is kind of waiting this out a little bit, let this race come to him, and then maybe go get tires and fuel and go on his own little strategy in a typical Drift way. As we roll to the green flag, Dane Cruz, Luke Canup, Caden Atkins, Ricky Springer, and Drift, your top 5. And all the way from his EOL to the front, here comes Springer to battle these 3 Red Sim Design trucks. Well, wouldn't that be an interesting feat tonight if Springer would go to victory lane, tie the all-time wins record the same night of the 100th race in history. Oh, and somebody, Cam Ingram's going to the infield. Saves it, though. Ooh, 56 getting a little loose there as Atkins. Springer goes topside now. Of course, Cruz down there to help his teammate out and drifts on pit road. Not sure if there's a penalty for drift or if that's a scheduled pit stop. If so, I'm very questioning that strategy. Yeah, I don't... Okay, that's all I needed to know. So yeah, drift being drift. Totally understand now. As he's going to pull out there. He'll be the first truck a lap down. Well, you know what? Here's another thing he realizes. There's nobody between him and Tyler Brewer, who's 4 laps down. So caution comes out. Look who the lucky dog is. So, why not? Back here, 3 wide with Sean Peachin, Blaine Sparling, Alex Bryson. Drayton Cook also in here. Telder's in here. Here comes Stephen Miles. You know, I'm starting to wonder, did Stephen Miles, and I don't even know this, and he technically, I guess, yes, he is on the team I kind of work with and stuff, but I can tell you off the record, I don't remember him telling me he was going to hang in the back. So maybe that's what he was doing tonight. Right. Hey, right now it's working, and the last 2 races I've been with him on the track with, he's won, so that kid gets hot, he gets hot. Oh, Peachin and Luke Daniels touch. Boy, everyone's wanting a piece of that gold. I can name off like 4 people that have hit Peachin so far in this race. That's awesome. Oh. That's funny. All that side draft going on. Drift holding on to the tail end of the lead lap right now. We're watching this fight right here. These guys racing really tight amongst each other. Wouldn't surprise me, he's got the freshest tires out of the bunch. Problem is he doesn't need to burn his tires off, though, trying to get away from these guys. He needs to just kind of maintain a pace and let them draft off of him and just stay in front of him. And for Ricky and these guys, it might be a way to save fuel, actually. Ooh, Peachin trying to slide up on the 29. Of course, next week on the schedule, it's the Iowa Speedway to kick off the first round of the playoffs. 10 drivers going for the championship. We'll have it next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. Iowa, Most Sport, Indianapolis, Chicago, the 4 races. I'm just watching the 29 and the 1. These guys are going to war with each other. And while we're here, want to real quickly send some thoughts and prayers out to the people in Florida. The first November hurricane to hit the east coast of Florida since 1935. It's also the first hurricane that will make landfall in Florida. This is the one that really got me. Everybody thinks that Florida is the state that gets hit a lot by hurricanes. It's going to be the first direct hit to the east coast of Florida since 2005. 17 years ago, Hurricane Katrina. I was living in Fort Lauderdale. I remember the storm coming through. And the unfortunate part is somebody's going spinning in the infield there. Bryson. I think nope, it's Caden Atkins. Goes for a spin in the middle of the stretch of turn one. Everybody misses him. I was just about to say, though, unfortunately, it's going to be my hometown that's pretty much getting directly hit in Florida. So, as Atkins goes around, brings out the caution. Do we have a little friendly fire in turn one? Oh, no. Peachin got into him. Oh, a Dido right there. Nice save. Locks it down. Everybody gets around. And this caution opens up pretty much everybody coming back to pit road here, I would think. And here comes pretty much everybody. And Springer will win the race off pit road. And it looks like it'll be Dane Cruz and Steven Miles, Alex Bryson, Drayton Cook. Once again, big shout out to Butt Kicker. Of course, they are the big sponsor for the Fantasy Prize. You can go to the Great Lakes Sim Racing website, and if you haven't signed up already, you still got 4 races to at least go try to win the Butt Kicker. And all you gotta do is be the top scoring team that week, and you'll be in the running for that. Also, Edward Setup Shop, the official shop of GLSR. Big shout out to them. And also, tonight's sponsors, Union, which is a clothing company that is ran by Alan Bess. That he sponsored the race, of course, last couple seasons. So shout out to Alan, and appreciate what he does. But Union, of course, that's Union with an X, by the way. It's UNIXN is the proper spelling of that. So appreciate them for being a sponsor for the race. It is the Prehistoric Forest 200 presented by Union. Of course, if you've watched my broadcast plenty of times, I've explained to you what Prehistoric Forest is. It's a theme park that's down the road here from the Speedway that hasn't existed for over 20, almost 30 years. And there's actually still dinosaurs and waterfalls there. Not actual waterfalls, but ones for the theme park. So Robert Lukens, who last pitted at lap 59, leads this race. Drift, who pitted right before, or like a couple laps into that green flag run at lap 64, is second. That's Robert on the top side, Drift on the bottom. And then it's the rest of the Army back behind him with 4 fresh tires. Actually, I stand corrected here. I think Ricky Springer took fuel only. 8-second stop for him. Dane Cruz a 10-second stop. Miles an 8-second stop. A lot of these guys, fuel only, and then the rest of them tires. Back at Luke Daniels. So this is really going to be an interesting mixed bag restart. As we get 25 laps to go in what has been a pretty wild race, Lukens on it. One of the original members of this league leading this race. And unfortunately, pretty much gets eaten up alive. No pun intended there. As Springer gets to run in that Ghost Toyota to the inside for the lead. Everybody doing a good job being patient here. Drift holds on to the lead here. You know, this might be the one advantage with some of these trucks that did not take tires here. Drift actually has fresher tires by pitting in that green flag run. Here's where that weird twist comes into play again with Drift strategies. Is he's got the fresher tires out of some of these trucks behind him. But yet Luke Daniels back here has the freshest tires in the 28 truck. I mean, if unorthodox had a definition, Drift is the picture in it. Drift, who does have one career victory, and that came... Of course, I'm going to have to quiz myself on this one now. Was it Dover where he held off? He had a little help from Evans, I remember. I think it was Dover, actually, won that race on fuel. As Cruz and Canutt battle for third. You see Daniels up to the 5th position now as he gets around to 33. Jason Dalton back on track after getting a new motor. He'll be able to gain at least 4 positions. That's 4 points and maybe save his championship in trouble. Robert Lukens is involved. And the 8th caution is out. Oh, Telder gets clobbered. So does Peachin. More playoff drivers involved. I'm going to tell you right now who this wreck just helped out. Potentially is Jason Dalton. Oh, did Telder make contact with him? Stephen Miles missed that wreck somehow. I mean, this has turned into a crazy race, as I expected. As we do got some trucks back on pit road here. I'll talk about it in a second. Peachin, Telder, and Lukens involved in this. As we see trucks on pit road, Lucan's obviously up in smoke. Some people getting damage fixed here. While we see this, let's bring the points back up here, because if I had a drawing board, a doodle, if you will, I would be doing a lot of marking on here right now. Let's pull up the point standings, as I said. So, let's see. Alex has had issues, but he's good. Strayer's had issues. He should be okay. See, Caden's going to jump up there. Blaine's going to jump up. Dane's going to jump up. Luke should be okay. Where's Ben Pierce? 21st right now. He's likely out. Alfin's out. Sutphin is out. Peachin's out with that. Telder's behind the wall right now, too. It's going to be close for him. So this wreck might have officially helped Jason Dalton stay in the playoffs. Right now, I think everybody with this wreck happening in the top 10 is okay with what has taken place. Because then the only person now that has any chance to jump in would be this guy in 14th, Stephen Miles. And he needs 40 points to get to Luke Daniels alone. And Luke is running up in third right now. So, I'm, again, doing math in my head here. As I'm doing all this, I'm pretty sure with that wreck there, if Telder and Peachin can't continue, which Peachin's back on track now. But Peachin's chances really just became slim. I think this caution right here puts everybody who's in the top 10 currently, I think, in a pretty good position to be in the playoffs. We shall see, because we still got 18 laps to go for everything else to happen. Drift leads. Luke Canup is second. Jacob Black, who hasn't raced in, half the season? Runs third. Luke Daniels is fourth, and Jeremy Frere is now fifth. We had everybody from Alex Bryson, who is in the 9th position, on back, come to pit road and take tires. So Bryson, Cruz, Miles, Springer, Cook, Dalton Wilson, Cam Ingram, all just came to pit road to get tires. I hope you're taking notes. I'm doing it the best I can, and I'm out of paper. Restart, 17 laps to go in this prehistoric Force 200. I need a Black Horizon brew right now. Canup goes to the bottom. Luke was one of the trucks to take tires on the last caution, along with Daniels, both the Lukes. And Canup, who's looking for his first career win, takes the lead in this race. Meanwhile, back here, Springer 3 wide with Frere and Jacob Black. Oh, look out. Great reaction time by everyone. Oh, Frere gets crossed up and around he goes in front. Of the nose of, I believe that's Dane Cruz that clobbered him. And caution number 9 is out. I had just talked about the reaction time right there, everybody. And then Frere stays in the gas, climbs up the track, and Jeremy sent him packing. Or Jeremy. He is Jeremy. Jacob got in the back of him. How much damage on that 46? There's a little bit of... That's a lot more damage than I thought. So once again, it gives a chance for people to come to pit road, get damage fixed. I see Telder's on pit road, Peachin, Frere, Cruz, all the guys that pretty much need damage fixed, all coming in. You know, 14 laps to go, 9th caution in this race. I can't help but again bring up the topic of the racing and the league and stuff like that in this situation, because you know, obviously we got a lot of drivers unhappy with the way tonight is gone. Out of the playoffs, a lot of the drivers are now, and some of the racing and things like that. And one thing I've always lived by, and I've always told leagues that I've ran myself, and you know, when people talk to me and you know, look for opinions and stuff, I've always said it, and Sam will say it. You know, I've a couple times on the podcast I said that the racing will be as good as the drivers make it. And here we are, the 9th caution with 13 laps to go. You have to wonder, is if this race going to go green the rest of the way, or are we going to see green-white checkers? I mean, because we have seen everything tonight. And the way the playoffs are looking right now, it looks like the top 10 entering this race are going to be the 10 leaving in the round. You know, I look back, Telder's still in the lead lap at 15th right now. He needs a lot of help to get to Daniels. Sean Peachin is pretty much eliminated with how far back he already was and needs to win this race. You know, obviously, Alfin's behind the wall. He's out. Dalton is probably in from just default, even though he's on track, what, nearly 50 laps down. But as we go green, somebody is going to put themselves on the board as the winner of the 100th race in GLSR history. Chris Evans won the first. Who wins number 100? We're only 13 laps away at least from deciding it. Drift trying to clear Canup for the lead. Going to give him some room now. Here comes Springer to the bottom, 3 wide. Drift's trying to Talladega this thing. As Canup gets to a stop sign, he's got help from a teammate. Caden Atkins there behind him. Jacob Black on pit road. Ben Pierce on pit road. Alex Bryson up to 5th. Drayton Cook up to 6th. And, oh, Drift almost got up into the Caden. Looks like maybe they did touch a little bit. Springer's got that top side. He's almost to the quarter panel. Knup's going to slide up and shut the door on him. And look at Alex Bryson up to 3rd. And Springer to the lead with 9 laps to go. As Knupp comes back in here to battle, this just shows you the draft, how powerful it is at this track. And look at the separation of everybody. All the damaged trucks falling back. There's only about 10 trucks in this battle now. As Springer clears for the lead, here comes the battle with Knupp and Bryson. Bryson up to 2nd. Here comes Drayton Cook, his teammate there behind him. I'm looking over at the list right now of winners at this track in the seasons. There is a 100% chance we see an 8th winner in 8 races. I mean, there's not a name on the lead lap that has won at this race. Which confused me because I would have thought Ricky Springer had won here. Meanwhile, back here in the second pack, if you will, the damaged trucks all fighting. Might add, I think a lot of these trucks were in that first wreck. As I'm thinking about this more and more. Interesting. Bryson to the front. Oh, and he gets a little loose there on the bottom. Ooh, Luke had to get out of it, and Ricky had to chase it up the hill with Luke coming up the hill. Four laps to go. The front four, 2 drivers who have never won a GLSR race, 2 drivers who have won. Ricky, a good turn 1 and 2 there, pulled away a little bit. 3 laps to go. And that is 2 TI guys right there, second and third. Wonder if they're going to try to draft up and try to help each other get to Ricky. Ricky trying to break up the train a little bit there. Two laps to go. Cam Ingram up into 7th position. Miles up to 8th. Blaine Sparling up to 9th. As they come off turn 4, white flag, final lap. Who wins the 100th race in league history? Springer goes to the bottom. Bryson tries to get the momentum topside there as he continues to try to break the draft. Bryson's going to dive it into the bottom. Lap car up ahead. Oh, they're going to lean on each other. He is going to tie Zach Allman in career victories and win the 100th race to Ricky Springer. '13th career win. And not only that, he did it coming from the back after an EOL penalty earlier. And that goes Toyota Tundra, going to go up there to victory lane. As I think Alex and Drayton are going to celebrate maybe too with the season that team's had. Well, it's going to be a lot to talk about after this race. Let's take a look at the final results. The prehistoric 400, prehistoric Force 200 presented by Union. Springer wins it by a 10th over Bryson. Drayton Cook 3rd. Luke Knupp and Caden Atkins finishes 5th with Luke Daniels, Stephen Miles, Cam Ingram, Blaine Sparling, and Drift. Dane Cruz finishes 11th. Fontaine, Telder, Strayer, Peachin, Jacob Lack, Dalton Wilson, and Jeremy Frere finishing in the 18th position. 19th, Tyler Brewer, Robert Lukens 20th, Ben Pierce 21st, William Martin 22nd. Dean, Sutphin, Cummings, Dalton, Bondurant, and Sam Barnes finishing in the 28th position. 29th, 30th, and 31st. Those guys behind the wall, Bryce McCune, Tim Abril, and Brandon Alphin. All collecting that lap 7 accident early in the race. So point standings will get updated, I'm sure, as soon as possible. And I'm going to try to do some math as I usually do after the interviews. But I'm pretty sure The only one that I'm going to question is Telder to Dalton. I'm just looking down. Dalton's 26th and Telder in 13th. And let me pull up the points actually real quickly here, and let me just take a peek at it, see if it is going to be, because I was thinking at first they might be okay, but then I keep reminding myself it's the old point system here. And there was a 50-point separation. That's going to be a lot closer than I think between those two. So we'll have to see. But needless to say, Fontaine's pointed when that happens, as I see my stream about went out again. All right, let me talk to him. I don't know what's going on with the stream, but anyways. Let's go down back to the track here and talk to some drivers. Let's start with our third place finisher. Of course, was Drayton Cook in the 8 truck, having one of his better runs this season. I know he made the comment, I forget which race it was last week or 2 weeks ago. He made the comment to me. He's like, hey, man, I want to talk to you more. And here we are. You get to talk to me more. This time on a big track. Michigan had to avoid some very interesting action early in this race. But in the end, the strategy and stuff comes into play. And you put yourself in position to at least get yourself a top 10 finish. And in this case, a top 5. Congratulations on your third.
Thank you, man. It's good. I told you. I said I'm going to make it a thing. We talk to you more often. So it's been a good week to be me recently.
I was going to say, Mr. Lewis might like you speaking with me a lot more.
I know, right? I just texted him, actually. I let him know we finished second and third.
Yeah, where was he at tonight? That's another story. Anyways, great job tonight. Talk about the racing out there, because it was pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, it was not your typical Michigan race. A lot of cautions, a lot of short runs. We were on the tire strategy, taking tires, I think, like 16, 17 to go, something like that. I thought Alex and I were working together there. I thought maybe we had something for Ricky, and I told him, send it going into 4. And I'll give you your spot. Don't worry about what happens. So, but glad to get a top 3 for us, and Alex obviously a top 2. So,
were there any talks of you guys trying to stay in line, the two of you? Because I know Ricky was trying to break the train.
Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You're fine. But so when he was cutting down on the backstretch, I was telling Alex, I said, it's like Indy. You got to follow him down, follow him back up, but don't follow the second move.
Right.
And so we kind of got it together with about 3 to go. Unfortunately, we just weren't quite close enough. I don't know. I think maybe I burned my stuff up because I really couldn't get up to push him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, either way, I mean, we had a shot. We were there in turn 4. So
that's all that matters, right? So, well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations on your top 3. I know it's not the season you've wanted to have, but you still got 4 races to make some more good out of it, and send some shout out to whoever you like to.
Obviously Chris for bringing us together as a team. Great working with Alex. Great working with Dalton, even though he didn't have the finish he wanted there. We were all working together at the end. Obviously appreciate you putting this on, and let's make this a habit. Let's do this every week.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job, and let's do it again next week at Iowa.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good night.
Sounds you too. Drayton Cook, third place finisher here this evening at the Michigan Speedway. Let's talk to our second place finisher, Alex Bryson. Best career finish in this league, obviously, for him in that 38 truck. Alex, great job here tonight, man. So close to breaking out. You first thing you've done lately is break out of that slump you've had. I remember reading a stat you had said earlier this season, I just want to finish a race. And now you're finishing the races and you're getting the finishes that you've earned. And here you are finishing second after starting 17th tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't believe it, honestly. Scal, it's so crazy. I mean, to go toe to toe in a final lap with one of, the best in this league. And, I didn't want to, race him dirty. I respect the guy, and I really wanted to take it below the white line down there through 3 and 4. And I was like, I don't want to, because I don't want to get, I don't want to come up and hit the wall and,
right.
Overdrive it and kind of lose what I already had. So, I mean, it's just, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Still can't believe it.
Well, talk about the racing between the two, the 3 of you, because you had Drayton there behind you, and obviously I know Drayton has talked about it a little bit. You guys were trying to stay synced up with each other, trying to draft off of Ricky and get the run to him.
Yeah, once again, I can't thank Drayton enough. I mean, great teammate, great. I mean, he talked me through those last 10 laps, and he's like, I'm there with you. We're going to get through this, and I really thought we had a good thing going. And when I got out to the lead there for like maybe a split second, I felt so loose. I felt like Springer's car just like it packed air up underneath me, and I thought I was going to lose it and kind of recovered it and fell back a little bit there. And I'm glad Drayton was able to catch up, and we rode that out together. And but great racing, amazing racing, and once again, thanks to Drayton to talking me through all that.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Send shouts whoever you like to.
I want to thank all my teammates, Tim, Drayton, Dalton, Bryce. I want to thank PTP Racing. I want to thank you, of course. I mean, you put on an amazing broadcast week in, week out. Whatever you do, it's amazing.
Appreciate it.
And just thank my family, my wife, my kids. Let me take the time out of our busy lives to do this. Thank my dad. I know he's watching right now, and thank to everybody else who watched tonight.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week in Iowa.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Alex Bryson finishing in the second position tonight. Best career finish for him in this series. And let's get him back to his channel. And the guy he's talking about going to be put down in the history books. And I know I made the comment a couple weeks ago about Mount Rushmore and stuff, but he's definitely putting himself up there really quickly. As Ricky Springer, you did some pretty amazing stuff tonight, man. Going from the back to the front and starting up front in this race, and here now you put your name in the history book not only as the winner of the 100th race in series history, you are the 8th different winner in 8 races at this track, and you've now tied Zach Allman for the most career wins in the series history.
Yeah, Chris, it feels awesome. Our TRD Pro Tundra, sponsored by Ghost, was just it was quick like always, but it was in that spot where I could put it where I needed to, and everything worked out perfect, honestly, the whole night.
Want to bring up the unfortunate deal with Bondurant there. Was that just a push gone wrong, or was that just because I saw you guys were racing really hard?
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I already sent him a message, and if he's watching, that's completely my bad. I mean, it was a push, and I was pushing him a little bit more aggressive, and I even admitted that to the admins, but there was no intent to wreck him there. I mean, it just kind of one bad push, and I was already on his bumper, and he kind of slid across mine after the bad push, and it didn't end the way that either of us wanted it to.
Absolutely not. But you were able to persevere and fight your way back, and to get to victory lane here tonight. And now the momentum looks like is in your hands as you go to a short track of Iowa to kick off the playoffs here. How we feeling? Because I know this is something I know you want to go get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Iowa is not one of my strong tracks, so that's going to be one of those bye weeks where I'm just kind of trying to fight my way through and get as many points as possible going into the first round. But really excited for the lineup for the rest of the season, especially the road course. So I feel like we got a shot to race for a championship. Win it is a different story, but I feel like we're going to have a chance to race for it.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight, and send shout-outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I want to thank my family as always. I want to thank my mom, Ed, my girlfriend Delaney watching. I don't know if my brother's watching, but him as well. I want to thank Ghost for the great partnership and everything they're doing for me. It's much appreciated. I want to thank you. You do a great job in all this, and it's been unfortunate I haven't been there the past couple of Sundays with you, but we'll be back at it, and we'll be side by side in the booth. But really, all around, the whole league does a great job.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. Welcome to the history books again, and maybe you go get the record next week.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't jinx me. That's the announcer's curse. Can't be having that.
Well, there's also the whole baseball. You being a baseball fan, you should know this the best. I mean, it took how many games for Bonds to get the record? How many games for Judge this season? Knowing you, it'll take like season 10 before you break the record. So.
Oh yeah, no. It just comes down to superstition. I got to sleep
Right.
in the same pair of underwear next week before the race.
All right, man. Well, great job, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
You too, man. That is Ricky Springer, the winner here tonight at the Michigan Speedway. Congratulations to him, and again, all those records pretty much that he gets to be a part of now. So there's a trivia question for you from now on: who won the 100th race, or better yet, who finished 14th in the 100th race? That would be a random one to ask. And to answer that question, Lucas Strayer is that answer. As yeah, that's all she wrote, man. 100 races in the books. cheers to another 100. Big shout out to Black Horizon Brewery for their sponsorship for the last, what is it, 5 seasons now? I think they've been in the books here. Of course, Union for sponsoring the Prehistoric Forest 200. Big shout out to Edward Setup Shop for, of course, being the setup shop of GLSR. Butt Kicker for the fantasy prizes, and so on and so forth. So, again, next week it's the Iowa Speedway, and we'll be there for you at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on the Captain Esports Network. Looking forward to that. Congratulations to Ricky Springer and to everyone in this league for winning this race. First off for Ricky, but for the rest of the league, 100 great races, and cheers to another 100. Remember, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!